Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about the Makerflo Crafts pressure cap set. You can get the cups at Makerflo2.com and the caps at kimbyscaps.com. We have right here the set of the actual caps. It also comes with 2 pipes and a roll of tape. And we'll discuss the pipes during this video. I don't have them here because there's so many different varieties of them. I didn't want to be misleading and say these are the particular kind you get. I did want to mention that if you go to kimbyscaps.com, there is a message us link you can use to contact us if you have questions about the caps or you have difficulties with them. Additionally, on the cup making groups, you'll find my wife, Kimberly Colbert. She frequents the groups, talks to people about what's on the groups, and is a cup maker herself. The pressure cap set includes a size 96, a size 72, a size 54, a size 77, 82, and 83. That covers, as of today, most if not all of the cups that are sold by Makerflo2.com. Now, I wanted to show the caps in use. So I have here, this is a cup my wife's already done. So this is a size 54 bottle, and unlike pool noodles and footballs, it doesn't go down inside the cup to hold it. It holds it right by the rim. It seals the rim off to prevent things from going inside, to prevent your epoxy from getting inside or your spray paint or whatever else you're doing on the cup. It sits right there. You take the pipe and you twist it on there. Now, as the pipe tightens on the top, the cap actually expands into place. Right now you'll see it's loose, but as I keep tightening here, it should tighten right up onto the inside of that. It's quite a bit of tightening. There it goes. Tighten it up good and tight. You can see it holds onto that cup really good. Locks it onto that pipe. Hope I don't get in trouble for that. Locks it onto that pipe. It's not going anywhere until you twist the pipe to loosen it. Once the pipe's loosened, it comes right out. Now, some people have asked, well, what happens if I get epoxy in here? Well, you can get epoxy in there. It happens quite a lot. And if that does happen, you can take a razor knife, insert it into the crack, and pry after you've loosened the pipe. And pry, and usually that breaks the epoxy all the way around on the inside where the cap is. And then you can remove it. If you really struggle with that, you can go around carefully and cut all the way around, cutting through the epoxy, and that will allow it to be removed. Very simple to use, very strong joint. The inside of this cup is a good example of one that's just been removed. You can see the inside is clean. Didn't get spray paint in it. A little bit that needs to be cleaned up maybe where things leaked. We make these in a variety of sizes. This one is a size 54. We make them all the way up to a dog bowl size and all the way down to the smaller stainless steel water bottle size or wine bottle size. Now, each pressure cap is wrapped with tape, and that tape serves several important purposes. One thing it does is it helps the cap collapse when you've loosened the pipe. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it stretches as I crush it, and then as I let it up, it collapses back down, and that's because the tape is stretched, and the tape will want to collapse back down. So that helps in the removal of the cap from the bottle. Additionally, when it's in here, the tape provides a nice slick surface that breaks away from the epoxy easier, and it's easily replaceable. So if it does tear or stick to the epoxy, you can just replace the tape. Another purpose of the tape is to adjust the size. Now, each pressure cap has a specific size to it, but they vary ever so slightly during the manufacturing process. And the same thing is true of the cups. They'll vary ever so slightly during the manufacturing process for the size of this opening. So sometimes you'll get a pressure cap that doesn't quite fit in. And when that happens, you simply take the tape. If I can grab a hold of the tape. You take the tape and you remove 1 or 2 rounds of tape. And if when it's tightened, it's not quite a tight fit like I was showing, you add layers back on. So you'll find that you add or remove, there's usually about 2 to 7 layers of tape on it. We aim for 3 for all of the fits. That gives you some room to go either direction. When you get over around 7 layers of tape, it stops being quite as stable in the opening, and it's a good idea to go up a size in the cap. Now the pressure caps, besides the tape, are made from 3 pieces. The pieces aren't hooked together in any way, they just come apart. The tape tends to hold them together. The screw is super glued in, so if it ever comes out on you, you can just super glue it back in. The 3 pieces fit together like that. And as the screw tightens, it puts pressure here, which collapses that down, expanding the ring into the opening of the cup. Sometimes when you receive the caps, they'll already be expanded and they won't want to collapse. So you'll get them and they won't want to fit into the bottle opening. In these cases, it's a good idea to squeeze on the ring some, which will help the ring collapse and the plates expand, getting it smaller so it'll fit in the opening easier. Now let's talk about turners. There are a lot of varieties of turners out there. All of them use different kinds of pipes. So we sell our arms in a pretty wide variety of types. We have 3/4 inch pipes and 1/2 inch pipes. For the 3/4 inch pipes, we have the 480 PSI, which is called Schedule 40. On it, you'll find SCH 40 somewhere on some of the pipes, and you'll find 480 PSI somewhere on some of the pipes. Most importantly, you'll notice the wall thickness. This is a 200 PSI pipe. And again, somewhere on it, usually you'll find a 200 PSI. This example doesn't have one. It's only printed on the pipes about once every 4 or 5 feet. So you may have to check a number of pipes to find it. But you'll notice the difference in the wall thickness. For most turners, the difference in wall thickness doesn't matter. If the turner holds the outside of the pipe or has a threaded connector on it, that won't matter. But if the turner fits inside to hold the pipe, then it does matter because that inside is different. In 1/2 inch pipes, we have the 600 PSI Schedule 40, which has the thicker wall, and the 315 PSI that has the thinner wall. Now, when it comes to connecting the pipes to your turner, there are, in general, 3 different ways that are used for most turners. Either they have a fitting like this on the turner, and the pipe goes inside of the fitting, in which case you want a pipe without any extra connectors on it. The pipe itself just goes onto the turner. Some turners have a threaded opening here. And and you can't just push this into the threaded opening. So in those cases, you want one of our male arms, and the male arm will screw in to the turner. In some cases, it's reversed. There's the male connection on the turner, and you'll want one of our female arms to screw onto the turner. This applies to the 1/2-inch pipes as well. They have male 1/2-inch pipes and female 1/2-inch pipes for going onto male turners. You will notice that because the cap fits in the very top of the bottle instead of down inside, like with a pool noodle, you'll end up with your turner arm and your bottle floats on the end of your turner arm. So you want very short turner arms because it's not sitting like this on the turner arm. Our regular arm size is 6 inches. For a lot of turners, this works well. You can also custom order different lengths if you need a different length. Some turners are rotisserie turners. They'll have a metal rod, whether it's a round or a D shape like this one, or it's a square rod. And what we currently suggest for those is wrapping with black electrical tape to a size that when you push the pipe on, it fits snug and tight. It fits snug and tight and takes some force to get it on there, so it's not going to slip off during the night, but where you can put it on and take it off and it doesn't destroy the tape as you do it. Eventually the tape will wear down, like this one's starting to, and you'll have to replace that tape. But in this way, you can fit our pipes onto any rotisserie turner. Now I have here a sample of 2 inserts. They're actually both the same size. These inserts are designed, this particular size of insert is designed to fit in a 315 1/2-inch pipe. You can see it fits fairly snugly. If I push hard, it'll go in, but then I'll probably never get it out. And we just super glue these into the pipe to provide the connection to the pressure cap. We do sell these inserts separately. However, they come with a caveat that they don't fit all pipes. We buy our pipes at Lowe's, so if you buy your pipes at Lowe's, there's a good likelihood they'll fit. I can't guarantee that they fit any particular pipe though. But we do need to know, if you order these, which kind of pipe you use so that we can get the correct size of insert. You can see this insert is not going to work in any of these others. And we just super glue them in. When removing a pressure cap from a cup, if you have a difficult time getting it out, and you grab the pipe and you twist, that insert that's inside of the pipe will break free from the pipe or will break itself. We highly recommend you do not pry on the pipe to reposition the cap or to try and get the cap out. If you have a difficult time removing the cap, you can remove the pipe entirely and then pry this way with a razor knife. Sometimes if it gets stuck in the collapsed state, it helps to push in on the screw to release the pressure on the ring so that the pieces will come out. Thank you for your time, and please be sure to visit Kimby'sCaps.com for all of your cup making needs.